Monday, June 2nd. I mean, just like that, we're in the month of June. Welcome back to Damon Bruce Plus, brought to you by Ike Sandwiches, our good friends at the Dubliner, West Portal as well. And I know you like a good underdog story. Who in sports doesn't? We have one of the ultimate underdog stories. When you put the two of them together, it's really, really something else. And you can put the two of them together because these long shots, again, don't come from New York, don't come from LA, Chicago, Philadelphia. They don't even come from Indianapolis. They don't come from San Francisco. They come out of the cornfields of Ames, Iowa. Them Cyclone boys, Brock Purdy and Tyrese Haliburton. Same campus, same years, same weight rooms, same parking lots, same parties. These two guys know each other. And the way that Haliburton walks around rocking a Purdy jersey is pretty cool. I tell you, this is a wonderful little story. There's a great article about this a couple of years ago. Tim Kawakami was on this story, and it's a fantastic story. It really is. Back in 2018, you had two totally overlooked college prospects. Haliburton was this wiry kid from Wisconsin, bit more of an actual recruit than Brock Purdy ever was. Brock Purdy was an undersized quarterback, zero hype, no fanfare, no 5-star, 4-star labels attached to him. It felt like anybody who might have approached Brock with a real interest in him might have been able to sign him. I mean, they really might have been able to. He gets steered towards the Iowa State Cyclones. Not exactly a franchise that gets the pick of its litter. Of the litter either. Immediately, work ethic kicks in. Guys who have been discounted and overlooked are now in charge of making their teams better. They don't have 4 5-star recruits playing all around them. It is their show, and the show will end based on how they play more often than not. And that is something that I think gets overlooked in the evaluation process. It's easy to be another good player on the Duke basketball team, where it's less easy to be the guy who's leading the way for an unheralded Iowa State Cyclone team, right? Certainly goes the same for quarterback. Different sports, same mindset, same type of grind for these guys, and now one is the face of the Indiana Pacers and will be tipping off the NBA Finals later on this week. And the other, obviously, goes from Mr. Irrelevant to one of the best paid quarterbacks in all of football, with already a Super Bowl appearance and 2 NFC title games under his belt. Brock Purdy and Tyrese Haliburton took the hard way. They really did. They took the hard way to get to where they are. And look at what they're doing now. It's really something else. Lightly recruited quarterback turns into this. Get Tyrese Haliburton. Look, this guy definitely had a little bit more to his name as he stepped into the pros. My goodness, this is a draft pick that, looking back at it with the clarity of 2020 hindsight, Haliburton over James Wiseman. The crazy thing is, though, it's not like they ever had him and traded him, Sacramento Kings. What's crazy is you traded Tyrese Haliburton because you had De'Aaron Fox, and then you trade him too. There's a reason why some teams just remain the Sacramento Kings at all times, mostly the Sacramento Kings, with decisions like that. How would you have liked to been an actual student at the time on Iowa State's campus, having really no idea what you're watching? You're sitting around Jack Trice Stadium on a Saturday, and this Brock Purdy kid is throwing touchdowns all over the field. Then, because it's October now, you got your basketball season starting up. So you're going to go over and you're going to hit the Hilton Coliseum. You got Tyrese Haliburton, who would go on to become this fabulous NBA player. I mean, did anybody realize it right then and there? Did these guys realize it right then and there? They crossed paths an awful lot. They became friends. Same dining halls, same dorms, same weight rooms. It's pretty cool. It really, really is. And it's not just coincidence. This is culture that has totally helped both teams that these guys now set the tone for. The 49ers might have an awful lot of star power, but Brock Purdy is still the guy whose hand is on the thermostat. This team, the room only gets as hot as he's playing. Tyrese Haliburton, right now, they're talking about how they built the Indiana Pacers. I heard the word friendship being used. Miles Turner is talking about friendship. This is a team not built on all these draft picks, all these free agents. It's built on friendship. Doesn't that sound like something that would come out of Brock Purdy's mouth? 2 kids, 1 campus, Ames, Iowa, of all campuses, give us 2 of the biggest names in sports right now. And Brock Purdy, certainly over here in the world of the Bay Area, and Tyrese Haliburton has done just about everything humanly possible to take the NBA players took a vote and they voted him most overrated player in the league. I wonder if they took that vote again today, how that would go. I bet it'd go an awful lot better. Cheers to all of you. Sip of the day. If you're saying, Damon, I just watched you on Wake Up. You finished an entire cup of coffee. Well, ran upstairs and got another. Perfect sip of the day. Thank you very, very much for tracking these ridiculous things. Thank you very much for eating at Ike's this afternoon. Are you ordering lunch for your office? Check out Ike's Catering. You should be signed up for the Ike's Love Rewards app as it is, for goodness sakes. That's how you earn your way to free sandwiches, free drinks, free chips, free delivery. Check out Ike's. It's just the best. You are going to love it. I promise you. You will not sit down, bite into an Ike sandwich and go, nah. It's never happened, and it won't happen now. Won't happen. No one has ever walked into the Dubliner on West Portal and said, nah, it's a perfect bar. It sounds right, looks right. It's just perfect. It's what you want a bar to be. Is it really bright in here? No, it's not. Is it really loud in here? No, it's not. Is it overly obnoxious with the whole sports bar thing? No, it's not. Are there a lot of cool things to look at around here? Yes, there is. A lot of great memorabilia. Do they have high school football helmets on the wall? Yes, they do. It's a great spot. Don't take my word for it. Go find out for yourself. Just had our good friend Chef A, actually, who is probably not in the chat today. She's on a New York trip right now. Chef A sent me a picture on Twitter of this bar that she was hanging out in, and she's like, doesn't this place look like the Dubliner? And it did. So there you go. You don't need to go all the way to New York City to find yourself a great bar that pulls a great Guinness. You got one right on West Portal. Go to Dublin or West Portal. You'll be very, very happy that you did. As always, we pause for supers when they come on in. Joe Sullivan saying, love the subject today. Thank you very much, Joe. I'm telling you, man, this is a great story. Tim Kawakami, if you're a subscriber to The Athletic, has just a great story about the relationship that these guys have, it being a real friendship that was forged in college. And now the 2 of them are sitting around and they're huge movers and shakers in the world of sports. It's pretty cool, man. It's really, really cool. Like, I thought that, it was really cool when I used to do student radio with this guy named Tom Ackerman, and he went on to be the sports director at KMOX in St. Louis. I was a host on, KNBR, then 95.7 The Game. And I'm like, dude, we're 2 guys who did Indiana student radio together. We're both in big markets. We're both covering and living where we want to be. Isn't this great? Yeah, it was pretty cool. Not as cool as what them Cyclone boys got going on right now. That's for sure. And by the way, you are right about this. Tim Kawakami's at The Standard, not The Athletic. Postman, you are correct. Oy! But the article was written by Kawakami a couple years ago when he was at The Athletic. So check out Tim's timeline and that Athletic story will pop up. But yes, you are right now. He is at The Standard. What do we got? Oh, Joseph Youngberg coming on in here saying, Damon, what is your workout routine? Looking good? The workout routine is I need more of a workout routine. That's what I need. I need to work out more. My workout routine this last weekend was helping the wife clear out a little room in our garage so I can start getting the shit together. But thank you very much for noticing. You're being way too kind. The workout routine needs to be implemented, not shared. Bryce Huff has been implemented. He will not be shared with the Philadelphia Eagles. How about this for the move that came Friday, right as we were going on the air here on YouTube? Thank you very much. Like and subscribe, by the way, if you haven't already. Let's see. We got over 50 people in the room, and we don't even have 30 likes yet. I mean, come on, folks. It's just a thumbs up. That's all it is. It's super easy. You want to go nuts? Hit the subscribe button. Memberships available. You want to go really nuts? Merch available. You want to go really nuts? But just like and subscribe. That's all we're asking for. Look, Bryce Huff is a player. He wasn't really much of a player last year for the Eagles, and there were circumstances around that. Number one, he didn't really fit the scheme that they were running, and anytime he seemed to be getting his legs underneath him or figuring it out, the guy got hurt. Bryce Young missed 5 weeks last year due to surgery from a torn ligament. Later in the season, he also had another shoulder injury, which delayed and limited his performance. He was left off the Super Bowl roster after a return in Week 17. And what are you going to say? Did the Eagles do anything wrong there? No, they didn't. The Eagles pulled all the correct personnel levers they needed to go out, kick ass, and dominate and win in the Super Bowl. That left Bryce Huff kind of out in the cold. The 49ers have flipped what looks to be a day 3 pick. We'll find out if it's actually a third rounder or not. Still no actual number of what the round is that is attached to what the 49ers traded for Bryce Huff. But for a guy who's scheduled to make $16.75 million, the Eagles are taking on $9 million of that. That leaves just $7.95 million for the 49ers to pick up, and that's easy to do when you got all the cap space that they've got. And this guy, as I was talking about with Kruger on Wake Up this morning, is one of the better young defensive linemen to show up and play opposite of Nick Bosa I think we've ever seen with the 49ers. Bryce Huff, when he was with the New York Jets, had a 10.5 sack season because he played in Robert Saleh's wide 9 and fits. Again, what I really like about a player is a guy who is still as young as he is. He's only 27 years old. Had a really good year, was denied then a really good year, but was still part of a successful outfit. Denied opportunity, looking to reclaim his own reputation in this league. There's an awful lot to like. I love a guy who's got something to prove. I really like a guy who's got something to prove and will be in a very good situation to prove it in. So I love the Bryce Huff trade for the 49ers. One of the questions we asked earlier on Wake Up today is, do the Niners need another trade? Is there one more trade out there for them? And I got to tell you, I do think there is. And, it wasn't necessarily popular with everyone in the chat. This player does have controversies attached to his name, but at this point in the team building process, perfect ain't waiting for you. There is no, nothing to worry about there. That just does not exist. There is no clean slating. This guy is perfect for us at this point in the team building process around the NFL. You got to find that guy in the draft. You got to overpay for that guy in free agency. Would you be interested in Tyreek Hill? I would be interested in Tyreek Hill. Do I think Tyreek Hill is one of the model citizens in the world right now? No, but I was reading a story just a week ago that has him, going to therapy, going to church, trying to be a better person. Now, I don't know if that's lip service, that's real, and here's the thing. At the end of the day, what could you do for this team? The minute he showed up, he would be this team's best wide receiver. There's just no questioning that. Even with a down year for Tyreek Hill last year, where he had, a career low 6 receiving touchdowns? He didn't crack 1,000 yards, 959 yards. Well, the Dolphins were a little bit of a mess. Tua was in and out of concussion protocol in the lineup all damn year. Mike McDaniel is, again, running an offense that he's kind of familiar with. So transitioning him into what Kyle Shanahan would do, I think would be pretty easy. With all due respect to Ricky Pearsall and Jawan Jennings and Jacob Cowing and anybody else who's on this team who's got WR next to their name, Brandon Ayuk included, Tyreek Hill's better than all of them put together. Better than all of them put together. Why would you not be interested in that? Well, again, there's some things about Tyreek Hill's past that aren't cloaked in glory. Quick question. Do you want to win a Lombardi trophy? Do you think this player helps you get closer to or further away from that? I think he helps them get closer to it. So you might need to pinch your nose as you take a little medicine sometimes. But if I am the San Francisco 49ers, I would absolutely call the Miami Dolphins and talk to them about Tyreek Hill. Just have that conversation. Open up that line of communication. Because of all the who can you ads at this point in the year and the imperfection that would come with all of them, at least you get a hell of a football player. You get a hell of a football player. You know, contrition for things done wrong in the past, I'd need to see it. I'd need to see it. You know, a better, less banging porn stars, more committed to your wife and your kids type of player. Yeah, we want to see that. I'm going to tell you, whatever his personal background was, you wouldn't be talking about it the minute you saw him standing in an end zone with the football come week 1 if he was wearing a 49ers uniform. Just throwing that out there. Again, are all of my ideas spot on perfect? No flies on them? No. But this is a sport that some bad men play. I also think that Tyreek Hill would benefit being around the 49ers, who got a real culture and a real leadership in the locker room that takes guys who might run afoul of bad decisions in other situations and maybe makes them better right here. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. I'd like to see that a lot of people are getting excited about Christian McCaffrey. I read like 3 different stories this weekend about, oh my God, Christian McCaffrey is the game changer. This guy, if he's really back, yeah, that's what I've been telling you for about a couple of months now. And how Christian McCaffrey is so completely connected to success or failure that you almost start overlooking him. Like you take him for granted in the way that you almost were taking Steph Curry for granted. And then all of a sudden he's out of the room, and what do you know? Steph Curry pulls a hamstring and they don't win shit. Christian McCaffrey, double bilateral Achilles tendonitis, whatever. They don't really do anything last year without him. Back in the room. I think Christian McCaffrey's about to have a huge year. I don't know how many huge years he's got remaining in him, but hopefully 2025 is one of them because the 49ers need it desperately. And if they get it, man, look out. Look out. Could you just for a minute imagine you're a defensive coordinator and this week's assignment is we need to slow down George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, and Tyreek Hill? What poison you picking there? Who's the guy who is putting the pressure on the conflict defender as Kyle Shanahan is running a bad motherfucker open? And that's what all 3 guys are. Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Tyreek Hill are matchup nightmares. You put 3 of them on the same offense, again, I'd be interested. I would be interested in that. For those of you who want to just fade the Philadelphia Eagles, today's the day to do it. Did you see that Saquon Barkley is going to be the cover athlete of Madden this year? He also joins the 99 club rating. Saquon Barkley is going to get a 99. And look, based on the year that he just had last year, I don't know, how can you give him anything less? He had one of the 10 greatest football seasons that has ever been played in the history of the sport last year. He really did. So I hope he gets that Madden money. And then I hope the curse kisses him right on the forehead, just like it did to Christian McCaffrey when he was the cover athlete in 2024. There is something to that Madden curse, man. There really is. So we got OTAs continuing this week. Tomorrow, they'll be allowing media to come around, talk to coaches. I don't know if there's any practice that anyone gets to see. On Wednesday, media is going to be allowed to see a little bit of practice. I was thinking about maybe going down there. Probably not, because the week after is training camp for real, mandatory, and that's when I want to get down there. So I think a couple weeks from now, going to be popping on down to Santa Clara once again and taking you inside, little bird's eye view of training camp. And remember, everything that happens at this point in time would still, 90 days between now and the regular season starting. There's still so much that can go on. Trying to walk away from training camp with a definitive, opinion of anything is a little ridiculous. But it is nice to go down there, see the team, see how the pieces are fitting together. And so, yeah, I think next week I will be heading on down, and then we'll try to go somewhere in the stadium where the Niners won't be all upset that we're doing a video from. What else we got going on here? Getting one over on the Eagles, always welcome. Yosh Youngberg, absolutely. Yeah, it is always welcome. Good to see that happen. Piece of fallen concrete causes Dodgers ownership to fix it ASAP. Meanwhile, when the Coliseum had sewage smells of rodents. Yeah, so apparently a little piece of concrete broke off and hit a fan at Dodger Stadium, and they're going full on, repair it. What a concept. Investing in a stadium, investing in a team. Both these concepts are totally lost on John Fisher, which is why we invite John Fisher to go fuck himself at any and all times. Michael Chan, who's been a member now for 17 months. Michael, thank you so very much for being a member that long. He says, put the NFL refs on the next Madam cover. We don't need them jinxed at all. We need them to get better. Yeah, the last thing we need are a bunch of, if you think the real refs are bad, wait till you get the scabs in there. So don't want to jinx them. Do not want to jinx them at all. Couple of other things. Since we're talking about them Cyclone boys, let's talk a little bit about the NBA Finals, since one of them Cyclone boys is going to be right in the middle of it. Tyrese Haliburton and the Pacers begin their quest for the first title in their franchise's history, as will the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Oklahoma City Thunder did not try to pull the Seattle Sonics history into their franchise history. So as far as we are concerned, even though that franchise used to be the Sonics, the Thunder have 0 NBA titles. The Indiana Pacers, 0 NBA titles. Games 1 and 2 in Oklahoma City on Thursday. And on Sunday, we get a lot of time off in between leading up to games. So Thursday, Sunday for games 1 and 2. And then next week, games 3 and 4 will be in Indianapolis on Wednesday, Friday. You can get like an entire Olympiad in the time it takes to play 4 or 5 games of an NBA Finals. It's weird. They space everyone out. They don't space everyone out enough in the regular season. And then they don't space everyone out enough when you get to the beginning of the postseason. Then when you get to the NBA Finals, there's too much space in between games in a series, I think. I think the Pacers' good story ends right here. I think this is Thunder in 5, like a gentleman's sweep. Thunder in 5. The Oklahoma City Thunder are the single best football team that we have not really paid any attention to throughout an entire year where they were having an absolutely spectacular year. The Oklahoma City Thunder are nothing short of awesome. They have had nothing short of one of the single greatest NBA seasons ever. That's what they are. It's a 68-win basketball team. And they're good. They're really good. I got Thunder in 5. I'm sorry, good friends back in Indiana. It's been a hell of a ride, but I think it ends here because this is a Thunder team that, again, because ESPN was spending so much time talking about, the Celtics, the Knicks. They didn't even, the Lakers, always. Steph Curry, always. I mean, they even paid more attention to the Denver Nuggets, God bless them. But the Oklahoma City Thunder were a team that, even though they were having an incredible year, no one really ever got into how good they were. Here's how good they are. They're freaking awesome. They just had one of the most perfect NBA seasons you could have with a regular season MVP leading you into a postseason where he was named MVP of the Western Conference Finals. And if the Thunder go on to win this decisively, it's hard to imagine anybody else being named MVP. We'll have to find out. But I hope the Pacers give us more of a series than I'm giving them credit for. I hope the Pacers can actually give us a little bit of a better series than a 5-game series. Thunder in 5 is the way I'm looking at it. Yosh again coming in here. Can't root for a free throw merchant, foul baiter in SGA. First of all, he's good at getting to the free throw line. He's not so much the merchant that I don't dislike watching him play basketball. I dislike watching Jalen Brunson play basketball. I dislike watching James Harden play basketball. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is, I wouldn't call him a free throw merchant. The guy gets fouled an awful lot. He's got the ball in his hand all the time. What I would like to see is Steph Curry get better at being a free throw merchant. Learn how to get to the free throw line, Steph, this late in your career. You get hacked. You get chopped in half, and you don't get to the free throw line nearly as often as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets to the free throw line when a dude breathes on him. So, if Steph Curry got to shoot free throws like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he'd average 35 a night. What else we got here? This is Lander Film. Putting $5 in the ganja jar. Thank you very much, Lander. And it says, name the starting D September 2025 with the current roster of the 49ers. Okay, starting defense. Let's do it. I think you're looking at Nick Bosa with Alfred Collins and CJ West playing next to him. Then it's Mykel Williams on first and second down with the player that they just traded for, Bryce Huff, probably starting opposite of Nick Bosa, if not Mykel Williams. Middle linebacker is obviously Fred Warner. I think you got D. Winters and Nick Martin playing around Fred Warner. Nick Martin's got an awful lot of buzz early on here in his rookie camp, and this guy looks like he is going to be somebody out there who makes a difference early on. If not Nick Martin, then you're back to, Jalen Graham maybe starting at that other linebacker spot. Your corners are Renardo Green, who had a really good rookie year last year, Diamador Lenore, who I think is going to be one of the better corners in all of football. This is the year that Diamador Lenore goes from being a local or regional story to a national story in the NFL, with Jair Brown and Malik Mustafa as your safeties. I think that's your starting defense. Not a ton of experience But I like that. Damon, you're amazing. Here's a tip for the ganja jar. Hashtag let's do it. Thank you very much. Anthony Licks Scorpion, I think you're amazing too. Appreciate it. Again, thank you so much for the continued viewership, liking, subscribing, supporting. It does mean the world. You realize that we officially now have a bigger YouTube channel here together than KNBR has? I mean, would definitely have more than 95.7 The Game had, but 95.7 The Game went out and bought a whole bunch of YouTube subscribers. Their growth does not track with reality. The growth that this channel is having does track with reality, and I thank you so much for being a part of it. We're here to kick ass. We ain't going away. That's something that I think everyone is now realizing. Like, oh, these guys we said goodbye to, they're not only are they not going away, they're sucking up oxygen that we hoped would be more to breathe without them. We're still out here. And when, your radio station is now dotted with underqualified, not familiar with talent, it's good to have you back here. It really is. I saw the news this past weekend that Boise State is leading an exodus from the Mountain West and will become Pac-12 team. 5 Mountain West schools, including Boise State, which is the belle of the ball, obviously, from a football standpoint, they submitted their notifications for departure, according to multiple reports. Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, San Diego State, and Utah State are leaving the Mountain West for the Pac-12 at the beginning of the 2026-27 athletic season. Sports Illustrated goes on to report that the 5 departing members were facing a June 1st deadline, which is why it happened this past weekend, where their exit fee would double from $18 million to $36 million. So it was, leap now or have it cost you twice as much tomorrow. And these schools all decided to leap now. Now, the Pac-12 needs to add one more football playing member before 2026 to reach the NCAA's 8-team minimum to require to officially qualify as an FBS conference. So they're going to come for one more school. San Jose State. San Jose State, join the party. Join the Pac-12. Why not? Are they interested? A lot of people are like, well, what about Gonzaga? Mrs. Gonzaga's a chance to step up. First of all, Gonzaga has kicked so much ass in the WCC. Why would they leave it? They own it. And they don't have a football program. Not one playing real Division I football anyways. I think they might have a club thing up there. I don't, does Gonzaga have a football team? The fact we don't know means it ain't going to be them. Trying to think of the other school that would fit. San Jose State. Or did San Jose State so neuter its own football stadium capacity that they wouldn't even be considered? I don't know. Either way, I've got a little idea. And my little idea goes something like this. There needs to be a 20-year halt on all NCAA movement. As soon as this Pac-12 reforms with one more team, I wish the NCAA had teeth or a commissioner or somebody to say, enough is enough is enough is enough. Between coaches coming and going every year, between transfer portals where your entire team flips over every single year, with now schools and conferences basically being in transfer portals year after year. What we need is for the movement to stop and to settle down. And the game of musical chairs has to end collegiately. It really, really does. It is obnoxious, the level of moving around that we have seen from college. I don't want to hear another word about changing the NCAA playoffs in football. I don't want to hear a word about changing the NCAA tournament in basketball, not never. Anyone who says out loud we should expand the NCAA tournament should be walked off of a cliff immediately. Shut up. Your ideas can never be better than the single most perfect sporting event we have in the United States. But I think I can make more money. For once, can we just say, forget the more money aspect of it? Is there an ability to be satisfied with this awesome situation which works perfectly? Can that still exist? I don't know. Maybe it can't anymore. 650 dropping 50 in the ganja jar. Here's to kicking ass. Thank you very, very much. A ganja jar Monday has a nice ring to it. Well, Joseph, thank you very much. Yosh, again, Giants, Padres, predictions. Robbie Ray, thoughts? Well, we'll get to a little baseball here in just a second. And how about Chef A? Again, the day we started offering memberships, I know who jumped in them, and Chef A was one of them. Damon, damn it, it's Michelle's birthday. Wish her a happy birthday, for God's sakes. Have a pool for the two of us and her. Wait. Is it your birthday too, Chef A? So here's the deal. I know that it is Michelle Haberman's birthday, and that is so significant. That is so substantial and such an important piece of information to this channel and me personally, that Michelle Haberman's birthday will be addressed when we get to this day in history. She's not going to get the, normal party hat treatment that everyone else gets. She's not going to get a sip. Well, maybe she will. Maybe she'll get one right here and now. Why not? What the hell? Michelle Haberman has been so supportive to me in my career throughout the years, to the point where she was bringing Milky Way candy bars to me and Gianna outside of Oracle Arena before the Warriors had won championships. Michelle Haberman will be part of today in history. So that's going to happen, Chef A. I hope your trip to New York was awesome, by the way. Chef A having a kick-ass trip to Manhattan. But thanks to everyone. Look at this. Dozen supers already today. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're going to get there. We're going to get there, Michelle. You know it. You know it. Hey, the babe. First class treatment. Indeed. No, not my birthday. Just Michelle. There is no just Michelle. Michelle. Hey, the babe. Okay, so before we get there, you want to talk a little Padres Giants? Sure, why not? Okay. Giants are back at home after a 4-5 road trip. It was defined by quiet nights at the plate, and right now the San Francisco Giants are being defined by an inability to score 5 runs. They were swept in Detroit. That was no good. Then they go win 2 or 3 in Miami. Okay, that is good. They dropped 2 or 3, I think, to begin the road trip. Again, they come back 4-5 from a 9-game road trip. Not the worst, but, can certainly improve, especially with the fact that the Giants haven't scored more than 4 runs since the middle of May. They're in week 3 now of not finding a 5th run in a Major League Baseball game, which is not good because the Giants have an 18-2 record in games when they scored at least 5 runs, but they're just not getting there anymore. They got a 7-game homestand, starting with Logan Webb on the bump tonight with his 5-5 record, his 2.82 ERA, his 1.21 WHIP, his 84 strikeouts. When you have those kind of numbers, you deserve a better record than what Logan Webb has. But unfortunately, this guy is taking the Matt Cain route where when he starts, he intimidates his own lineup as well. They don't produce nearly enough runs for him. The Giants don't produce nearly enough runs for anyone. Again, big series in early June here with the Padres. It really is. This is a big series. This is 4 games with a team you're right there with. You're both at 33 wins. Giants, good starting pitching. Very good bullpen. If this offense can just come around, they won't swoon in the month of June. They've hit a little bit of a lull. There's no doubt. They've hit a little bit of a lull. They've come crashing down from their great start to the year. But I will say this, there is a silver lining for what it might be wrong right now with the San Francisco Giants. Here is an absolute, an indisputable fact. Only the Yankees, Tigers, Mets, Phillies, Cubs, and Dodgers have more than 33 wins on the year. That's just a handful of teams. And when you want to talk about National League teams, it's just the Mets, Phillies, Cubs, and Dodgers have more wins than the Giants. So they're right in the conversation. They're right there. What they need to do is get rid of Lamont Wade Jr., who is an automatic out. And that's all he is right now. Get rid of him. DFA him. Put him on a boat and push him out to sea. Like, I don't care how you got to say goodbye. Say goodbye and bring anybody else. Anybody else. Fine. It doesn't need to be as dramatic as Bryce Eldridge, but go ahead, make a trade. Do something. Do something here, because the levers that Buster Posey have pulled on, like, I was not a big fan of the Willie Adames thing the minute that it happened. Why wasn't I a big fan? Because I watched the Cubs, and guess who never did shit? The Milwaukee Brewers with Willie Adames. Like, he's just a guy. Like, you don't give that guy a 7-year huge contract. I thought that was a huge bad move when it happened. His success probably comes with hitting inside Miller Park, which is a lot easier to do than hitting inside Oracle Park. Like, I didn't like the move, and it ain't paying off. Team needs more than Matt Chapman to do. So, by the way, I got to share this with you here. Hold on. Look at this. Let me share this with you, because this is one of the best observations I've seen anywhere. So, that's Matt Chapman, again, who homered for the Giants on this road trip. There's a picture of Matt Chapman coming into the Giants dugout after the home run. He's getting high fives, he's getting dapped up. But I want to call your attention to what Mike, who is this? Mike, I don't even know. I saw Susan Slusser retweet this from Mike Beavis. Mike Beavis and Butthead. He said, Matt Chapman looks like Pedro Pascal playing Jeff Kent. And holy shit, yes, he does. That absolutely looks like Pedro Pascal playing Jeff Kent. And it's Matt Chapman. How great is that? That's for, there aren't a lot of perfect observations in the world. That's one of them. That made me laugh. He looks like Pedro Pascal playing Jeff Kent. So there you go. I'll never be able to see Matt Chapman and not think of that ever again. Thank you very much, Mike Beavis and Butthead. Thank you. Thank you for ruining the way I'm going to look at this guy for the rest of my life now. Matt Chapman no longer exists. That's Pedro Pascal playing Jeff Kent. That's hysterical. That's great. All right. What else we got going on here? Oh, let's celebrate some epic failure. Can we celebrate some epic failure here? Colorado Rockies, I see you. I absolutely see you. 9-50. The worst start to a major league season in modern major league history. I remember last week we were talking about how there was only one team in modern baseball that didn't have 10 wins before Memorial Day, and it was the A's from a couple of years ago. Now, this is a Colorado Rockies team that said, you know what we want to do? We want to be one of the worst teams ever. And by God, they're doing it. Congratulations to them. 9-50. Like, one of my favorite facts is going to be the Colorado Rockies could go on a 40-game win streak and still be a game under 500. If they won 40 in a row, they'd be 49-50. That is a commitment to dreadful. That is unlike just about anything we've ever seen before. So congratulations to them. The other celebration of epic failure, I would like to give to TNT to, completely fumbling the NBA bag And, Inside the NBA signed off with its last ever TNT based Inside the NBA. I agree with the video from Bill Simmons saying that ESPN will find a way to screw that show up. They will. They will screw that show up. They're going to try to put, Stephen A. Smith on it. They're going to try to put Brian Windhorst on it. They're going to try to put Bob Myers on it. They're going to try to stick Mark Spears on it. They're going to overpopulate it with its own talent. They're going to do something that cuts up the flow, the free-flowing nature. They're not just going to let them go to 2 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast, are they? Because they got to get to some sports center that nobody watches anymore. ESPN will fuck that up. They kind of screw up everything that they touch lately. But the next time, goddammit, Ernie Johnson is having a poignant sign-off, Shaquille O'Neal, shut up. Look, I love you, Shaq, but you trying to get the last word in as, Ernie is just wrapping it up perfectly. Shut up, new guy. And I think Shaq's been on the desk now for like a decade, but you're still the new guy. This is Ernie, the Jet, and Chuck show. New guy, shut up. Everyone using foul language and using the F word because it's the last show on TNT. Now I knew, I use some foul language, but I'm not broadcasting on TNT. Shaq, I love you. Shut the fuck up. Ernie's got it. That bothered me. That pissed me off. Hey, same amount of the wins as Scotty Scheffler's had since May 2nd, 3 wins. Isn't that something else? You got a golfer outpacing a major league teams in wins this month. That's something else, Joe. Seriously, that is something else. How bad is that? Ernie was pissed about the move. You can hear it. Oh, yeah, nobody's happy to be going to ESPN. Nobody is happy that they're going to ESPN. That's obvious. And they should look at it this way. When you are the bully on the playground and you're just kicking ass every day at lunchtime, you don't want to go to a new school, new set of rules. It sucks. It really does. How about this? The single best show, pre or post game show sports has ever had is going to go to a new place. Watch the new place screw that up. Watch it. It's going to happen. One last thing, and this might not be popular with some. We're not going to let that stop me. But one last thing here before we get to today in history. The WNBA needs to start acting like a grown-up league. And the people who are covering it need to start acting like they've been to a basketball game before. Some Valkyrie came off the bench, hit 4 of her first 5 shots, and people are like, it's a legacy game for her. It's the greatest. She hit 4 shots in a row, 4 or 5 shots. This is not a legacy game. God, the WNBA is obnoxious with the amount of actual quality basketball it is and the amount of oxygen they're trying to suck up out of the room. I think we need to take the WNBA and say, let's be honest here, ladies. The minute Caitlin Clark is a pulled quad, the whole fucking league gets less interesting. We know it. You know it. Stop pretending. Stop it. Stop it. Dude, the amount of people reacting to like the Valkyries have a girl coming off the bench hitting 4 out of 5 shots. It's a legacy game. It's a normal. This is basketball. This happens. What? Just stop acting like it's the first time you've ever seen a rainbow. It's obnoxious. Seriously. Like, I mean, the WNBA, like, I mean, this is going to sound awful, but ladies, just go play basketball. Like, shut up and dribble. Seriously. Like, I really mean it. And I'm not saying that any of you have an agenda that is trying to be like, oh, come and support my cause or anything. It's just, you're just like, it is, I don't care what anyone wants to, it is C- basketball. I've tried to watch some of it. I've tried to watch it. I've given it an honest to God shot. And I am watching junior varsity level execution more often than not. Let's be fucking honest here. Come on. WNBA, congratulations. Have your moment in the sun. But stop asking for more sunshine and then complaining about the sunshine at all times. Seriously. Girl makes 3 layups in a row. It's a legacy game. Fuck out of here. Good God. Are you ready for today in history? As promised, we start our days in history with happy birthdays, and happy birthday to, outside of Jillian herself and the Duchess, the first lady of the Damon Bruce show would have to be Michelle Haberman. Again, Michelle has been there since before day one. Michelle was there before time even started ticking. And she turns 46 years old today. Michelle, have the happiest of birthdays. You are truly a beautiful spirit, and I love you. Happy birthday to Abby Wambach, 45 years old. By the way, that makes me also realize happy Pride Month, everyone. Abby Wambach, one of the single most decorated soccer players, regardless of gender, in the history of the United States. Happy birthday to her. She's 45 years old. Happy birthday to Wayne Brady, 53 years old today. The single greatest line in the history of the Chappelle Show was about Wayne Brady. White people like Wayne Brady because he makes Bryant Gumbel look like Malcolm X. That's one of the greatest lines ever. Happy birthday to, you want to talk about like ringing in Pride Month with a happy birthday, everybody's favorite gay, Andy Cohen. Happy birthday to Andy Cohen, 57 years old, the king of Bravo, every Real Housewives, everything. For every dollar they make, he gets 50 cents. The guy built an empire on, that's my purse. No, that's my purse. No, that's my purse. Guy built a fucking empire on that. Congratulations to him. And the final happy birthday today goes to an absolute Bay Area legend, comedy icon, and Saturday Night Live first ballot Hall of Famer, Dana Carvey. Dana Carvey is 70 years old today. 70 years old. Love you too. Thank you very much, Michelle. Yeah, Andrea Cohen. Yeah, Andrea Cohen. Look at it this way. Here's why I really like Andy Cohen. I do not like at all Bravo, really anything except for Top Chef. I watch Top Chef. I think that Real Housewives is like what's wrong with America in so many instances. What I love about Andy Cohen is how much he loves the Grateful Dead. I mean, this guy loves the Grateful Dead. He's an OG Grateful Dead head. He also is a huge St. Louis Cardinals fan. He loves baseball. Like Andy Cohen and I have an awful lot in common. Sexuality, not one of them. Bank account, not one of them. But man, I love the Grateful Dead. And I used to love baseball. Sam Bruno Mike putting it on Habe the Babe as well. And thank you for the super, Sam Bruno. Happy birthday, Michelle Haberman. Indeed. By the way, Joseph coming in saying, no doubt ESPN's going to screw that up. They will, Joe. They absolutely will. Let's see. All right. Birthdays out of the way. Let's get back to it here. Today in 1740, one of the original perverts started throwing down, baby. Today in 1740, the Marquis de Sade A French nobleman known for his erotic and perverse writings was born in Paris. So happy birthday to one of the OG perverts and smut peddlers out there. In terms of peddling nonsense, nobody did it better because there was one born every day. Today in 1835, P.T. Barnum and his circus, which bore his name, began touring the United States. Sucker born every minute. Today in 1865, Confederate General Edmund Kirby Smith, a commander of Confederate forces, signed the surrender of terms offered by the Union. Appomattox, baby, ended the Civil War. The first one. The second one hasn't begun yet. Hopefully won't. There's some people trying to make it happen. But yeah, Civil War ended today. Big day. But not nearly as big as what happened in 1928. In 1928, we got Velveeta. Today in 1928, Kraft's Velveeta cheese was made available. Where would our queso be? Where would our mac and cheese be had we not found Velveeta? One of the all-time melty, this is not good for you, and you know it instantly. That color is not of nature, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to eat it anyways. You show me some Velveeta with some cut-up jalapenos and red chunks and green chunks in it. I am going to brush my teeth with that crap. That's just it. You can't deny Velveeta in its place. Chef A. Velveeta, one molecule away from plastic for realsies. I love plastic. Maybe not to eat, but plastic has been helpful in my life and in your life, and it's certainly Velveeta also helpful in our lives. Maybe it's Velveeta that gave everyone Lou Gehrig's disease. Probably not. But today in 1941, Lou Gehrig, who was named the Iron Horse for his record-setting number of consecutive games played, died at the age of 37. And ALS obviously became Lou Gehrig's disease, named after him. But today we lost Lou Gehrig in 1941. Today in 1953, a 27-year-old Elizabeth II was crowned the Queen of England at Westminster Abbey, and her first official proclamation was, "Hello! Hello!" The royal wave, just the wrist twist. Hello! 27 years old. You're the Queen of England. Let me tell you, of all the queens that you'll ever have in your lifetime, Elizabeth wore it the best. She really did. Elizabeth kicked ass as a queen. Is it ridiculous that you got a queen? Yeah, but she was a good queen. No doubt about it. Nice job. Nice job, everybody. Mostly you, Elizabeth, thrown into that situation. She gave it the office. She gave it the office. Today in 1991, Liquid Television debuted on MTV. Do you remember Liquid Television? I remember the really cool sort of like anime. I would just watch it for episodes of Aeon Flux, I think was the name of that cartoon. I don't remember a lot of other things that were involved in Liquid Television, but I remember being in high school and in college and being high as hell and watching Liquid Television on MTV. Aeon Flux was legit. See, there we go. Zophmus, Aeon Flux. There you go. Michelle, did you realize that you shared a birthday with Liquid Television? You did, born on the same day, maybe not in the same year. Zophmus says, I own all the DVDs. I mean, that's how old Liquid Television was. They got DVDs of it, for goodness sakes, right? Look at Red Jet, all the way back with Liquid Television. Hey, I'm just sharing the information as I find it. Including this, today in 1997, convicted by a jury of his peers in Denver, Colorado. Timothy McVeigh, guilty of murder in 168 people who died in the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing. Timothy McVeigh found guilty today. There is a Netflix documentary about him that just, woof. What a bad guy. And then finally, we'll wrap up with this. We'll wrap up with a happy note. We can't end today in history with Timothy frickin' McVeigh. Not on Michelle Haberman's birthday, anyways. Do you like smart people? Well, today, 2004, Ken Jennings began his record 74-game winning streak on Jeopardy. There was a point where I watched an awful lot of Jeopardy, and then I stopped watching Jeopardy. And one of the things that got me to watch Jeopardy in real time again was hearing about this dude having a winning streak that was insane. Ken Jennings was so good at answering questions, or giving questions, I guess we should say, since it's Jeopardy, that he now gives the answers as one of the show's part-time hosts. So there you go. That is your day in history. Damon, going back in time. Well, that's literally what history is. So thank you very much. Yeah, dude. Damn, 97. Almost 30 years since I graduated high school. Yeah, it's been 30 years since I graduated college. We getting old over here. But we're growing old together. And that's what really matters. Thanks to everyone who tuned in today. Like and subscribe on your way out today if you haven't already. A very generous day in the super chats. I always appreciate that. Thank you very much. Check out the merch, like and subscribe, and please do remember our good friends with one last very happy birthday to Michelle Haberman. Habe the babe. Sports don't build character, they reveal it. And like that, he's gone.